Yes, sir. So today I work on this batching of Zodiac group notification that I have completed and committing the code. So I will test with Todd on QA. So once it will deploy on QA, I will test with him. Currently, we don't have Zodiac group on QA now.
Um,
Todd,
yeah.
let me check it. I'm checking. Mm, no. So currently in QA there is no Zodiac group. So Todd, can you please create that group there?
Yeah, I
How,
can create it.
Okay.
how
So,
best to create like a replica of it if it's in if it's a if it's a public group in production,
hmm,
how best to replicate it in QA?
okay. So I will create it then.
Okay, are you able to do that? Replicate it there?
Yes, yes, sir. I will check how many topics are there. So everything I will do it there.
Okay,
Hmm.
Okay.
sounds good.
Yeah. So
Uh,
that's it from my side, John. So yeah, I'm committing the code. Then we will do it. Test.
okay, thank you, Ahmed. Okay, Jerry, go ahead.
Hey, so yesterday got some things done. Let me grab my notes here. So the back end is synced between QA and production. As of last night, we have the everything except the actual offsets of the streak time zone. So everybody is still going to be in UTC time as
Okay,
far as streaks go from until we flip the switch.
I see.
Yeah. Also made that query for Amin to get the customized backend generated invite link. Think he said. Let me see if this is in the build. I can. Uh-huh. Okay, why is okay? Let me use my iPhone here. And friends. Okay, yeah, it looks like the yeah, it looks like the new link is being generated. The only thing that I just noticed though is that the link that I'm generating is not right, but I can fix that from the back end now. Let's see, we have the streak changes that we went ahead and we finished up. We have the purchase, like the purchases, the freeze and revival of the streaks. So far looking good on iOS, but I just downloaded the new build to my Android this morning,
Mhm.
and there seems to be a problem with it. Like I can't. I don't know if it's because I'm in the testing group or not. I sent Ismail the error for him to check into.
Okay.
It says something like a permissions issue, which I don't know if that's something that needs to be configured on the store or not.
Mhm.
That's something newish to me, not really familiar with.
Mhm.
Um, for the Also for the admin panel, made a couple of screens. Let me get that demoed real quick.
Okay.
Um, give me a second. I'm just pulling up the admin panel for. Mhm. Okay. We have now. This is something Chantel wanted. Um, just a way for an admin to search for a business and edit it using the same interface that a business owner would have. So it's the exact. Literally, it's just a redirect.
Okay.
It's a redirect, and under the backend, the permissions check is saying, is the accessing user either the owning user, like a business owner, or a site admin? So this is just something to change, like modify a business profile if an admin needs to go in and do it.
Okay, fantastic.
We also have a little thing that helped Todd with yesterday. Now we have this SMS blast. We sent out 9,000 SMSs last night.
Last night.
Yeah. Um, but this is another thing Todd said that would help is we can add area codes
Uh-huh.
when targeting users.
Okay.
And we can do the other thing is
Was that not there last night?
no, this was here. I did it yesterday afternoon.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just going over it. And we also have these little counters here. So something that confused Todd is he saw that this said 11,000 and this had 3,300.
Yeah.
But what that reflected is that reflected the individual group. So this reflects this, and this 11,000 reflects the area codes. But because we're doing an and, we're finding the intersect of the two groups. So here I added just a total of, actually the real total would be 741. It's just for
Okay.
seeing how many users you'll be sending to in this case.
How many of those were interacted with?
Give me a second, I can find out.
Can that be like within this portal here?
Yeah, I'm finding out. I can work on that today. I'm finding out the best thing that I can do to make it easier to not say track. I can track the individual links, but building an interface that reflects every one of these blasts that we do. I think it's just creating another table.
Okay.
But I can get you the number. So quick, hang on 1 second. Circle. Let's see. And all right, out of 9,800 generated. Let's see, is this all time or is this just okay? No, this is. Let me also go here and create it. Let's see, out of 9,800 generated, 152 clicks. So,
Generated is not the same as sent.
well, no, we sent. Sorry, 9,800 sent.
Okay.
And 152 clicks.
So what's that, like less than 1% or 1 point? Is it 1.5% or
Yeah,
0.1?
1.5%.
1.5. That's really bad. How many opt-outs were there?
Opt-outs, I'd have to check Twilio. That's
Okay. That's horrendously bad. Like we get our weakest push notifications are at like 3%. And those aren't SMSs. And many
I.
of them are sent to phones that don't even have the app on it.
Mhm.
So
Well, push notifications, they have to have the app to get a push notification.
no, we push it, but we don't know if they got it. Right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we don't know if you got it because it
Right.
depends if they have the app, right?
Many do not get them. And
Mhm.
whereas SMS, you can most guaranteed most everyone gets it. So in our case, with the push notifications, it's more like a third at best is really getting it, maybe half. But
Mhm.
yeah, so if we're at 3% on our worst ones, that's more like 6%. Yeah, so that was really bad. I guess I'm gonna have to
My
talk to these guys about that.
my main feedback note is we shouldn't be targeting 10,000 users.
Yeah, I don't. I need it needs to be like some kind of extraordinary situation, and I have a feeling it wasn't.
I think our most effective ways, our most effective batches, is when we can get it to about 2 or 3,000.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll talk to these guys after the call. Okay, what else you got here?
Today, what we need to do is we're going to test the fingerprinting if that's all ready to go, in this new build, and also we can test the streak freeze and revival. Um, I don't know if Todd's going to be available to maybe he'll have to reset them phones, but we're going to have to do some testing on that to make sure everything's ready to go. I think we might be able to just test the fingerprinting for now. It sounds like on Android there's still something that has to be worked with through on the purchases now that we're in like a production build.
Okay. Okay. Do you plan to do that testing today then?
Yes.
Okay, great. I want to hear how that's going. Okay, what else?
Um, let's see. Let me go and make sure there's nothing. I want to go ahead and do an optimization to where we can like the screen that we're looking at,
Yeah.
where we can target users based on like location pings. Um, the catch is that I need to optimize our table. As you can see, this is just going to time out right here.
Okay.
So I'll probably have to try to find some time either late tonight or early in the morning. I have to run a script to apply a spatial index onto here. It, like I said, it'll time out right now if not, because there's so many records it has to sort through, and I have to create an index that is focused solely on geolocation.
What's the objective?
The objective here is when we're doing these blasts. Right now, we're doing like we're doing area code.
Mhm.
You just say anyone in 916. However,
Mhm.
Not any 916 user might not be from the Sacramento,
Yeah.
might not be currently in the Sacramento area. They could be from the area.
Right. Right.
So as well
You're
as
trying to get a more accurate location.
exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. What else?
I think that's all I have for now. So this index I'm going to try to do on low hours because it was kind of making things slow when I tried to run it previously yesterday, so I had to stop it.
Yeah. Let's not do that. Okay. Okay. Very good. Thank you, Jerry.
Mhm.
All right. Ismail, may we have your update?
Sure. So yesterday I worked on the what we talked about in terms of the onboarding code cleanup. Um, yeah. So after kind of going through the code and trying to like get a better understanding of why it was or at least how I can clean it up, I learned that. So when I first added those the use effects with the complex code that we discussed. So the AI had an idea basically about how to handle it in different scenarios. But then I realized that we don't really care about a lot of the steps that because it was mapping out all the things Firebase gave us.
Mm.
But we really don't care about a lot of those stuff. We just care about okay, so did the user authenticate? Did it go successfully or not? We don't care if they're currently authenticating, if they are, pre whatever it is. There was a bunch of different options. Um, so after kind of clearing all that out, I was honestly able to reduce the code by almost 100 lines. I got rid of all those use effects, all the complex logic,
Mm.
and now it's much, much, much cleaner. Um,
Nice.
Now, one thing that I did was, um, which was, in, so initially also when we remember how we wanted everything to be one source of truth, there was that resulted into me having the on complete and unauthenticated being in assigned on the same place. But even though that's not true, because we authenticate before we finish onboarding, because if they're past the phone OTP screen, then they're theoretically authenticated. And I think maybe there's also maybe that was contributing to the bug that some users saw, where they get stuck, like the one Chantel shared on development yesterday, and the other user who couldn't get in. So now what we do is I change it where as soon as that code is in, like they verify the phone number and the user gets the code and he inputs it and it's successful, then I switch the is authenticated to true without switching the onboarding is true, complete onboarding complete. Then after they finish onboarding, then that switches to true and then they get in the app. So now it's more accurate technically. And I've been doing like a lot of tests, and it seems to have passed every single test I threw at it. So far, it's looking good. Um, let me see. Oh yeah. So the last thing I wanted to kind of maybe add or not to this is, so now since I have the is authenticated set at the right spot, if for whatever reason the user is past the phone OTP screen, uh, and they're not authenticated for whatever reason it might be, should we have a restart?
Um, Sorry, I was reading this message from you from Slack yesterday. I guess I didn't see this.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah,
I don't always get notifications from Slack. This is not me.
that is not okay.
Did
Well,
you
I don't,
call for anything?
no, I stopped obviously after I saw, because like first I thought you were testing like SMS, like a new flow or something. That's why I went with it.
Okay.
But then as soon as I saw something that you would not say, I stopped and asked you.
Yeah, and they're using an iPhone too, huh? That's pretty
They
ballsy.
are.
Wow.
They are. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind if you want the team to know just so that they're aware.
Yeah, someone messaged Ismail from an iPhone claiming they're me, and I would never sign a message saying John Worthington CEO. So
Yeah, that was also stuck out to me.
yeah, they tried to target. This is like a few months ago. I don't know if same person, but somebody tried to target one of our financial officers and get them to send money, but he called me obviously at first. Um, but these guys are getting bold to message people on the team. I'm sure they were going to try and get you to send money at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
But using an iPhone too is really bold.
I know.
That's traceable.
They used
Uh,
iMessage?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. So yeah, just be aware. I'm not gonna text asking for you to send me money or go to Walmart or CVS to transfer anything.
Yeah, that's the when they said that, I was like, okay, that's a red flag. At first, I thought you were just like testing, like, SMSs in general. Like, you want me to confirm that you got the SMS because Jerry's testing something or anything like that. So that's what I thought initially. But then, yeah,
Well, I'm glad you asked. Good catch. No, that was not me. So okay. So sorry, I missed the question. What was the question?
yeah. So I was saying now that I have is authenticated, um, set in the right place, which is after the user enters the code. Now if for whatever reason they're in the app, and they're past the phone verification screen, but they're not authenticated.
How do you get past without being authenticated?
Well, now you shouldn't, technically you shouldn't, but we saw some users who were, which we're not sure how even up until now. But
Right.
what I'm saying is, and that's the problem that user who couldn't get in was having.
Right. So maybe like years ago, we didn't
Yeah,
have
no
the same
app or
best.
something, or
Yeah. And he never
yeah,
deleted the app.
yeah. So if they're in that loop, now I can catch it because
Oh,
and
okay.
because I now I said it right after the verifications, not after they finish onboarding, which at the initial flow, like I said, it was at when they finish onboarding, all of it will get set to true, which is wrong because again, there was some mix up there because we took one person, we changed it to another, but now and that user actually helped me catch that, oh, the is authenticated is not being set right after, it's being set later on in the flow,
Oh, good.
which I
Jeremy,
fixed.
Jeremy, right? Was the user?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let him know that his feedback helps because I'm also gonna ask the investor chat today too if anybody's experienced any unexpected logouts. I haven't had any reports of it, but
Mhm.
just want to make sure they are reporting if it is continuing. But I think we might be good there.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is my question now is if for whatever reason they're stuck in that state, should I have them restart onboarding? Because now with this new code, you shouldn't be able to be
Yeah.
past the phone verification and not be authenticated. If you are, there's something wrong.
Now, would that apply to somebody already in the home stack of the app, or we're talking about just somebody that's
Well, even if they are in the home stack and they're not verified or authenticated, then that's a red flag as well.
well? I mean, it's not their fault. Like maybe that they're a legacy user, like in
Mm,
this guy's case. I don't want to force.
that's true, but no, it doesn't have to be in the home sec. It's mainly we just if they're if they're in any of the onboarding screens, only onboarding, and they are past the phone verification and they're not authenticated, we want them to re-authenticate.
Yeah,
And that
that,
means
that makes
starting
sense.
over.
That makes sense to me. The only thing that worries me about that is that sometimes the intention leads to an unexpected situation where it fires off, when we're not wanting it to, in a way we didn't expect it to.
Correct, correct. Um, but the only reason I want to do this, and again, I'm asking before, but I really want to do this is because if they're still in onboarding and they're not authenticated, they're going to be stuck in a loop.
Yeah,
Because
no, it makes sense. It's just I want. It's impossible to really know all the variables and scenarios where we mistakenly think someone made it there without authenticating, but they actually did, but somehow we're reading it wrong, like a network
well, the
error or
thing is,
something.
I'm using one variable. There's only one authentication variable, and if I know for a fact if that is false, you are not going to get into the app.
Is that on the local device, or is there a network thing that has to happen?
That's on the that's stored on the local device, correct? But it comes from Firebase.
But that's where I get nervous. That's
Well,
where
I get it,
don't
but
trust Firebase.
what I want you to understand is that this variable,
Yeah,
if it's false for whatever reason,
yeah.
so like right now we're scared we read it wrong or we do something. Now again, this will only affect after phone verification screens. Anything before that, it will not affect.
Okay.
So after phone verification, if for whatever reason they're not that variable is reading false, it's not reading true,
Yeah.
then they will not get in the app. Like there's no way for them to get because we do a check. You have to be verified and
Yeah.
on board it has to be complete to get into the app. If
So
any of those conditions are not met, you'll be stuck in this limbo.
okay. And
So that's why I want to
does
get
it
the
have to
user
wait?
out of that. Huh?
Is the user waiting for a network call to be read?
Well, here's the thing. I will check to see specifically if it is false, not null, not undefined.
Okay.
False. False means they checked and it failed. It does null and undefined means it's still maybe it's still didn't get it from the internet. Maybe it's still
Okay,
loading.
so what if they check and it fails because the internet connection was slow?
Then they won't get false. They should stay null or undefined, I believe.
Can
I'll have to double check that.
can you make sure that those are the kind of variables that see there are you might be using one variable, but there are other external variables that affect it.
Correct, correct. And that's why I need to see if what are the possible values that can have. I want to make it such that it can only be false if it checked and it's truly false.
Yes, that's key.
Um,
Yeah, it has to be a check.
but then it would also just another key point is that this will I need to check. I think this so I'm pretty sure this is we have it stored on the
Are we
device.
adding,
Let
by
me
the
just
way,
double check.
are we adding a new check in the flow? This will
We're
be
not no, we're not adding a new check. We're just so these checks are already there. This is authenticated and is onboarding complete. But the is authenticated, I'm setting it at a different spot. So I used to set it later on in the flow, which is really not true. You have to set it after the user enters the code. That means they're done authenticating.
yeah, okay.
So I just changed where it's set, not I didn't add any extra like conditions.
Okay.
So now it's just set a little early, which is the correct where it should have been all along.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's the same check, just in a closer spot where it should be.
Well, no, the check is where it is. The where it's set, where it's like switched from true to false or
Mhm.
false to true is what changed. That's it. Not the actual check,
Oh,
not the actual condition.
oh,
Just the flag is now set to true earlier on. That's it.
I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just try and think of those other cases where slow internet could play a role. What are the values?
Yeah. I mean we can have the user choose, maybe, like, hey, we noticed that there's a problem with your session. Do you want to restart it or cancel or continue? Like maybe, I don't know, but like I want the user to be able to get out of that loop they're stuck in. Because if it's past authentication and it's false, they're stuck at that point. There's nothing they can do. They have to uninstall the app. And I want to prevent, like, I don't want that to be the only option, is to uninstall the app.
No, no, definitely not. Okay.
So that's the whole reason I want to. I know you're not a fan of this, and I agree. It does have a degree of risk to it. So I see where you're coming from, but I also don't want to be the case where they have to uninstall the app. Is the only way to get out of it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Keep in mind too, we're handling this for a small, very small potential pool of people versus
Correct.
it will affect all future users.
Correct.
Or
Correct.
if it's a too aggressive, like because it'll
Yeah.
always be there now.
Yeah. Maybe I won't add it on all screens. Maybe I just add it at the like final screen, or
Yeah. Why would we need it on all screens?
it's just to catch it earlier, so the user doesn't go through onboarding and fix their, like, they edit their SOT and they do all that good stuff, and then boom, they realize that they're. And I guess maybe it saves. Um,
Yeah.
but if we wanted it to be less aggressive,
Where would you?
uh,
Yeah. Where were you thinking it would first check?
like the last screen where we maybe the cool kids screen, or the one after it, like the last screen or the one before last, just to like, hey, one final check. Let me just make sure you're authenticated before you. And then if they're not, then hey, there's a problem. Oops, like restart onboarding.
Yeah. I don't want to. I don't like the idea of checking more than once.
Yeah, the thing is, you don't know what screen they're gonna land
Oh.
on.
Hmm.
Yeah, you don't know what screen they're gonna land on.
Like you're saying, if maybe somebody is partially in onboarding right now, that's like the case, right?
Well, it's for the users who.
Because everybody else can start at the beginning of onboarding.
Well, I guess. Well, everybody is gonna start from the beginning. Um,
Why
I don't know. Or maybe, okay, how about this? Maybe we hold off on this check. Maybe we let Jeremy and the other people try and see if it fixes their problem. I know, Jeremy, there's one person that found color reported yesterday who had this problem.
there was another report?
If you look at development, I think
Oh,
it was, yeah, it was, if I read that correctly,
okay.
one of the people, let me see. It's all in development chat. Yeah, I think it's not Jeremy, it's somebody else.
Okay. Well, we fixed
But they're
Jeremy's
also on a
issue.
Samsung.
Okay, we fixed Jeremy's issue, but it was like a really roundabout way of like,
Did we fix that?
but it wasn't like a good fix. It was the like wiping everything from Google Play, like all
Oh, that fixed it for him?
yeah.
Oh, so it was some kind of cache issue on his phone.
The
Yeah,
hour
so
before. Go ahead, Todd.
yeah, it was part of had something to do with the Google backup that it does it. Google automatically on Androids backs up your phone, including all the cache and data.
Ah,
And so
okay.
almost, yeah, so I had to kill all the backup cache and
Yeah.
data.
Yeah, okay, okay. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess my new approach, I think we'll fix this even if we didn't, because we're setting that variable earlier on. Maybe the problem with the other one is we set it later on, and that caused the glitch somehow, some way. So maybe I hold off on the check. How about this? I'll hold off on the check. With this other user that we have in development, I'll have Chantel, maybe after we have this build up, have them try to just re-onboard. And I think they're having the same problem. I want to see if he fixes it without them having to reset the cache and all that. But yeah, this new approach, I'm gonna send over to him, or the PR is up. If you want to look at it after stand up, if you have any feedback, let me know. But yeah, it's much simpler and it's much cleaner, which is always good.
Okay. But they'll need this build to test what
They
you're.
will need the new build to test, unfortunately. And also us, we need to test it. QA team, we need to really test it again because it's onboarding. We have to, like, do our due diligence when it comes to testing these kind of changes.
Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, makes me nervous. Okay. Well, what else do we have as far as like in that build? I know we got
Oh,
some changes, right?
um, in the like a new build I'm going to create, or the one that's up now.
I guess then, well, both. Start with the one that's up now.
The one that's up now has obviously the streak stuff that we talked about. Looks like there's a problem with Android, so I'm gonna investigate that further with Jerry because he was having some problems buying. Well, again, this is like buying as a tester, so I want to see what's going on there. After that, or that's as far as what I added. I mean, added a few things. Give a he can give. Oh yeah, and the link previews obviously are in there, but I think you guys already tested that. Maybe I don't know if you did or not, but they're in there. Um, and then yeah, I mean, had two more changes which he can um give more details on when he's updating us.
Okay.
Um, but as far as for me, that's what's in the current build. In the new build, we're gonna have this onboarding, and we're gonna have one more change. Jerry just slacked me that we're just using an for the group search. We're using an old. Oh yeah, the group search is in there as well for me. I'm going to say that. Now for the group search, we're using an old mutation. It looks like when so the first one he sent me, but now he just told me to switch it to the newer one, which it works the same. It's just we're using a different mutation that's faster. So it's just a
Okay.
little change there. This is gonna be in the new build, not in the current one. In the current build, the search for groups, it's there. I think we never talked about the UI. I just added the search at the top just for testing. I don't know if you guys want to keep it like that, or if you have any Figma changes that you want to send me for how the search will behave. Let me know. But yeah, I just have the search at the very top for now.
Okay. Well, yeah, I still need to think about that more. I'm torn between a few different ideas on that. But okay.
Mhm.
So then for today, what's your plan?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do more testing on the onboarding stuff, finish cleaning up the code review what I mean, and then work on the Android purchase problem that's Jerry sent me. Like when you're trying to purchase on Android, it's giving us an error.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Let's get a means update. How's it going, Amin?
Hey, yeah, it's good. Yeah, yesterday worked on the other thing with the fingerprinting with the new mutation that's gonna generate links from the backend. It's now implemented in yeah, in the app. So whatever, like in the places in the app where we was like just having that static link, now I'm calling the mutation to get the link that I'm getting from the backend. That PR was merged and it should be in this build that we have right now. And also, yeah, I reviewed Ismail's PR yesterday. That's about the streaks and what other stuff that should be in my PR in this build. Let me tell you. Yeah, like all the stuff that I was working on.
Did did the fix for the stickers was that in yesterday's
Yeah,
build?
yep, that's true.
Okay. Okay, I gotta test that one too. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, everything that was like I fixed that's not related to the new architecture. It's in that build. It has the stickers, this new fingerprinting fixes for Android. I remember we did for the nav bar on map. Yeah, yeah, trying to get that list so I can be.
Yeah, actually, if you could you Slack me exactly everything that you were just saying there. I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, yeah, I can do that.
Okay, then I'll
Um,
test each one for sure. Systematic.
mhm. Other than that, I felt like the review in Smith's BR, I fixed the two other issues with the new architecture. The first one was like the issue you had in the SOT when you were trying to add someone to the SOT. And I remember like in that message, you told me like the SMS drawer was not there. And it should not be there, the SMS drawer, because you were trying to invite a user. So the
Yeah.
drawer shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
But like that user did not get added to your
Right.
SOT. Yeah,
Right.
that was the issue. It was not just there; it was also in the ADSSOT. It was like the whole thing broken. So I
Mm,
fixed it inside the component. Uh,
okay.
yeah, one it was because of the new architecture why it was broken. Because like before, the way how it was handled, it was like more of like a workaround to get that
Uh,
item to be added there, but that workaround didn't stand with the new architecture because it's just a workaround and needs to be done right to be working. So
okay.
that's why this new architecture is good. It
Yeah.
keeps you from
Yeah.
doing
There's
it.
been a few of these topics discussions where he said we basically got like a workaround or something
Hmm.
weren't doing optimally that the new architecture does for us the right way.
Yep.
That's great. Okay.
And oh yeah, I fixed that. Also I fixed the other issue with the two digits in the chat. They have like a big bubble, and yeah, it was related to the emojis. Um,
Another one.
it was, yeah, like there was like an issue with if you send two emojis, it was like causing some issues, and we did some code there to handle that case. It seems like that code it detects two digits as like two emojis. That's why it added like a big bubble.
I
Because
see.
like if you just send an emoji, it will be small, but we like make the emoji bigger. We have to detect if those are two emojis or more than one emoji to make it big. Yeah, and that check it was fading if you send two digits, but I fixed it now. It's
Okay. So does it work now where if you do one emoji all by itself or two or three?
yeah, I tested that. I tested that. I sent one, it looks good too.
Okay.
Also two digits. Let me do just one digit
And
now.
they're not inside the text bubble, right? They're larger, like I
Yeah,
had.
yeah, let me do three now. Um, um are we deploying? I guess yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, wait. Okay, that's why the messages was sent through. Oh, yeah, it should be. It should be okay. Yeah, and what else? We need, yeah, we need new tasks to work on. But yeah, today I'll be merging the dev with my branch. So maybe tomorrow we can do another build. Once we're done with testing Ismail's build, I'll do a new build for the new architecture.
Okay. Okay. And taking a look through the notes that we've had over the last couple of months, I'm sure there's probably a couple things in there that have gotten passed
Hmm.
over. Um, keep
Yeah.
keep on any foundational improvements for now.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, and so it sounds like you got to review a couple PRs, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, man. So if we're gonna do this change that Ismail's proposing in onboarding, hmm, maybe we don't submit yesterday's build for review to the App Store. Maybe we wait till today's build and get that in there. If you Are you comfortable? Did you hear what he was saying there, I mean, about how he wanted to handle that? That sound like a good approach from your point of view?
Handle why exactly?
To make sure that no one can get in that's not authenticated, but if they have somehow gotten in not authenticated, it'll do a check and authenticate them in onboard.
Yeah, the double check is always good. Just like we have to do it in the right place, so we're not like double checking users that don't we don't have to. But
Hmm.
like double checking it is always good.
Okay.
I think we agreed that first take we won't do the double check. We're just gonna see how it is.
Okay. So, but should we wait then to release not yesterday's build, but release a new one with that in it?
Well, it's mainly for Android, and Android street purchases are we still have this bug, so yeah, we have to wait regardless.
So you're saying this, yeah, the streak part of it is in yesterday's build, right? Okay. Okay, yeah, then we'll wait.
And
Okay,
also
sounds good.
lobby search is in there. I don't know if you guys want that.
Oh, the search bar's there?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me take a look at it. Okay. All right. So then, yeah, I won't review or send it to review. But if we can get one today, then let's try and have it ready for the app store. And I'll let you know about that search bar if we want to remove it. That's pretty easy to just hide it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Functionally though, you and Jerry feel comfortable with how it's working for you?
Yeah. I mean, you can test it yourself, see how it goes.
Okay.
It's just a group search, right? It's not the full search.
Yeah, it's the one in the chat lobby up top.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well then, any questions or anything else you want to add? Anybody? Okay. Alrighty then. Well, that'll do it for today. Just keep me posted on the build, and I'll let you know if I find any issues with the current one. We'll go from there.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. Great job, guys. Thanks. We'll catch up later.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
See y'all.
See you later.